We're about to get started with the 5-part training. Now, make sure you stay to the end of this video because there's a few to-dos that you're going to need to check out by the end to make sure that you're really prepared and ready. So if you haven't already introduced yourself, I want you to tell me in the comments below, where are you from and what's one thing that you really love about yourself? So make sure you do that to introduce yourself. This really helps to create a sacred container for this training. So I'm going to be revealing to you my 5-step system for releasing trauma from the body without years more of therapy. Now, this training is going to be quite different than other things that you've seen out there. Now, most of the things that we learn about trauma come from the world of therapy, and I'm a fan of therapy. I think it's an important component. I've done my fair share personally of therapy. I've gone deep in somatic training with a mentor in somatic therapy, and what I've seen is that even today, at the cutting edge of somatic therapy and vasovagal regulation, it still falls so short of what I know from my background in Chinese medicine and Eastern healing, in yoga and meditation practices and Eastern spiritual practices. But there's not too many people that actually bring it together on the technical level. I haven't seen any, so I'm glad that you're here. My approach is coming from these backgrounds, and we're really going to bring them together. So if you are someone who has been dealing with anxiety, PTSD, complex PTSD, maybe physical symptoms that you know might have some physical component, but are also made worse by things you've been through in the past. And this can be trauma with a big T, those things that we all know are bad and life-altering: trauma, assault, mental, sexual, emotional abuse. Those things create big T trauma, but also little t trauma. Maybe your life has looked relatively okay on the surface on paper, but you still feel like there's these things that you're holding on to that you can't let go. Any of these things you're going to be able to improve by learning this system. And so if you are an empath, a sensitive person, a highly sensitive person, if you are a therapist or a counselor or a social worker or a life coach and you deal with people, you are going to get some big ahas and tools and understanding that you can use with others. So the first training, video 1, we're going over the hidden mind-body wiring. We're starting to get down to the technical level of how does this really work and interconnect. This is so important, and this is what's missing in the realm of therapy and most other healing and somatic professionals that I train. They have no idea actually how the wiring works. In training video number 2, we're going to talk about decoding your protector system. How does the body work and react in a way that actually prevents us from getting better? We have to learn how to work with that to really open up the gates to release things from the body. In training video number 3, we're going to talk about locating the real source of where things are stuck. And this is how you actually get out of the cycle of just doing a workshop or doing a little something where you feel good for a while, but then you find yourself repeating the same old cycles. When we get down to the source, you can actually get out of that cycle so that the old things that used to trigger you don't even show up on your radar anymore. This is really key and different. Training video number 4, we're going to talk about what I call energetic communication. This is the secret to really stopping the struggle of trying to get your needs met, stopping the feeling of guilt that often comes up in sensitive people and when trauma is stuck in our system. And training video number 5, we're going to talk about generational trauma and how to let go of shit that's not yours. There's some technical stuff on here. And this is something that I've seen. I read everybody's comments who comes into this group because this is an individualized, it's set for the group that shows up. So I really want to know what's up for you. And I want you to make sure to comment. There's going to be little times when I'm asking you to comment. Did you watch that video? I'm looking for who the action takers are, and I'm there personally responding to your comments throughout these 5 days of this challenge together. So check out, very important, the announcement section. This is where we're going to pin all of the training videos. They're going to get released and you're going to get reminders. If you signed up with your cell phone number and put that in, we'll also send you a text reminder to make sure that you know when those things are happening so you won't miss anything. And they'll be pinned in the announcement section so you can always find them there. Remember that this training is only for a short period of time and then it's closed and it's done and it's gone. So make sure to introduce yourself, and below this video, I want you to comment and let me know that you watched it. What is the thing that you're hoping to get the most out of this? I want to see that you've watched this video. I'm looking forward to interacting with you personally, answering your questions, and cheering you on as we go. holding you in my heart. Let's get ready to get started.